Hello, this is Ben Rye, and I'm going to do a playthrough of The Legend of the Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo. And this is intended to be a walkthrough for people that don't have too much with experience of the game but want to learn to play the game. And you might want to play with save states as you learn the game, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but the idea of this is I'm going to teach you how to play through the game in the best way you can without doing too many like crazy speedrun tricks and tips or anything like that. Give you the bare basics that you need to get through the game really, and help guide you through it. So we're just gonna skip this cutscene and we start on stage 1, and this stage you can see at the top of the screen you get plenty of... Hold on a second. Okay, I'm using the analog. I'm using the analog stick, not the D-pad, apparently on this emulator. So that's why I couldn't move. But yeah, we start with plenty of time, and in this first area, you honestly just want to grind as much money as you can. So later on in the game, there are a couple of locations where you're essentially coerced into spending a bunch of money, with one being you have to buy a pass that costs 900 yen, and then later on you also have to buy a book that costs around 900 yen as well, and that doesn't take into account all the additional things that you want to buy or gonna want to buy in general as you play along the game. So yeah, this is one of the best opportunities in the game. It's right at the very start to just get as much money as you can. So that woman, so those women in red, if you walk into them, you'll get 50 yen. And if you hit them, they will deduct 100 yen, so you don't want to do that. And each enemy will drop a coin, which is a 10 yen. So yeah, we're just going to grind a bunch here. And the cats, once you've got the best weapon, which is this yo-yo, the 3rd tier weapon. I actually prefer the 2nd tier weapon, but you usually end up with the 3rd one. But yeah, the cats will give you 10 yen as well once you've got the 3rd tier weapon. But the first objective is to just buy a bunch of sandals, and the sandals are really important actually. As you can see, I've already got 500 yen. Ooh, be careful of the fish. Yeah, the fish are annoying. I've already got 600 yen, and I've only been playing for what, like a minute or so. So this is, yeah, as I say, the perfect chance to just grind and build up a bunch of money. There's going to be opportunities in the game later to get money, and in some ways it's going to be quicker than even this, but it's not always guaranteed, but you'll see when I get there. Also, collect as many of those red scrolls as you can, they'll come in use later. I didn't used to take advantage of the scrolls, but I actually did a no-death playthrough not long ago, and I realised the advantage of using those scrolls. You can use them to basically power your jiu-jitsu powers, and it can make some areas of the game very... It can trivialise some of the levels later on, basically. Wow, there's a lot of these women around today. What's happening? Some kind of convention going off or something. Why is there all these women walking around? But usually they're quite rare, but there's a lot. Like, look at this, I've nearly got 1,000 already. But yeah, I mean, if you're streaming this game or you're just playing this in the background and learning it, you can put like a podcast on or watch something or just chat to your stream. If you're streaming this way, you just grind out a bunch of yen here. And like I say, we're gonna spend nearly 2,000. We're kind of forced to have to spend 2,000 later game. So do this for as long as you possibly can stomach it, I would suggest. In fact, if you do this for as long as possible now, you won't have to do some of the mini games and things later for yen. So it's really up to you how much you do this for. I think I'm going to go for like maybe 2 to 3. Let's go for like 2,500. But your main objective is to get the sandals, to get back on track with the sandals. they'll help you walk really quick and they'll help you jump really far. And they're really important, honestly. But yeah, we're gonna go and buy some now. We're gonna buy some sandals. So there's also pizzas. Oh, yeah, I'm just trying to get used to the buttons. I'm actually playing through the SNES 9X emulator rather than RetroArch, so my buttons are configured differently. That could be a bit annoying, but we'll see. So I like to buy at least 6 of these. I'm just going to buy a bunch of them. Look, you can see it costs quite a bit of money to buy them. You know, I had nearly 2,000. We've gone down to 1,070. You can buy a pizza or 2 if you want. They're not too expensive. If you lose all of your health, they will automatically replenish a chunk of your health. So yeah, we're down to 1,000 now. Oh, I pressed the wrong button there, you see, because the configuration's different. The reason I'm playing through this is because I can easily do the same. Because I'm not going to record this playthrough all in one sitting, as I have other things I've got to do. But this will allow me to easily do the save states as I record it. So, as I say, I have played this whole game without dying, and without save states, without any rewind features. I don't need to do that. But if you want to learn the game, don't feel ashamed if you've got to use the save states. That's how I learned Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I used save states on each level, and now I could go through it without dying, and I could do it on not without dying, without game overing. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. But yeah, you can just keep doing this as long as you want. And you know what? I think we'll actually move on. For the sake of the video, I'll move on. And when we get to here, this woman's scared, and everyone in the town turns into a ghost or a monster of some kind. And none of these shops are of any value at the minute. Everyone's too afraid to work at the shops with the ghosts all around. So here, if you hit the wall, a Dracula head will appear, and that's worth 100 yen. Then here we meet the guy with the huge testicles hanging there. I forget what they call those statues, them things. But anyway, this is like the first side-scrolling portion of the game, and it's really not too tough. Just kill whatever you come across and accumulate additional scrolls and yen, because it's all gonna help in the long run. Kill. And of course you can switch to the money and throw that if you really want to as a projectile, but I would try not to, because it's best to try and save up as much money as you can. Hit that. You can hit that gong and all of those will... so if you press down and down and jump, you'll drop straight down. Hit that gravestone or whatever it is, that monument, and you'll come to this secret room. And the sandals are useful here, and you can jump over these stones, get more money, get a health upgrade. The upgrades for the health only last in the level you're on. By the way, if you press the select button, you can open up this window and look at your inventory. And I've got 9 sandals and 2 pizzas. So yeah, I got 9 sandals. Those enemies there are strange. You only see them on this screen here. You never see them in the game ever again. Really weird. Don't know why they bothered programming them in, but there they are. Yeah, so we're practically at the end of this level now. This boss is not tough really either. Like I say, just collect everything you can along the way. And yeah, we just have to bat the plates back to the ghost to hurt her. Actually, like I said, I prefer using the second tier weapon, but this one works too. It's fine. Sometimes you might have to just jump over them. Or bend under them like I just did. So yeah, once you've beaten the ghost, it'll turn into this little cat thing, and it'll give you an additional 100 yen. So we'll just skip through this. There we go. Okay, so once you've beaten the first... Oh, shit. Once you've beaten the first boss, you'll come back out of the temple, and you'll see those guys there in the white outfits. They will actually mug you and steal money from you. So try not to let them run into you. Yeah, these this like configuration on my controller is a bit annoying, but we're gonna deal with it. Oh, that's the cat opening the door behind me. Hi, Biscuit Cat. So here, in this maze, I suggest you do this twice, and you can actually get two extra lives. You can't get extra lives through point accumulation or anything. You either have to buy them or find them in these maze mini games. And this is like a first-person maze, and it's really not too confusing. So this is the way you go. Okay, forward, go forward until you reach this. Then you go left and forward, right. Forward, 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 left. Then once you get to this part, you can go either way. So I think if you go right, you'll get this. There are bombs in there. Then you go back to this cross section. You can find some scrolls. Don't walk on the keyboard, cat. If you go straight down here from then, you will come to this kind of zigzaggy part, and you'll find that. That's the extra life. If you want, you could just come here, collect that life, and then exit. You don't have to collect everything in here. It's really not too hard, this maze. You can also find 100 yen again, so it essentially costs you nothing to play the game. I'll do it one more time so you can see me get the other life as well. I didn't really explain that maze too well because I was kind of fighting off my cat. He was trying to walk over the keyboard as I was yeah. So again, you just walk forward until you reach this left junction, then you go that way. Then you turn right and then you go that way. Then you turn left and you go this way. And if you go left and you go straight forward from here and around, this is where the life is. And there we go. That farty noise means you've walked into a wall. Then you just head back. Then when you get back to this cross section, if you go left, you'll find money around here somewhere. These are bombs. The bombs aren't that useful. I think the money is here, right? No, these are scrolls. Honestly, the most important thing is just to get the lives. And you have to exit through the blue door. If you exit through the red one, you won't get your rewards. And it only lets you do this maze twice. It only lets you get the life twice. So you can see I've got 4 lives now. And you can go in there if you want to replenish your health instantly. And here we find some mini games. So when it comes to the mini games, the mole game is the only one that you want to play, really, to make money. Depending whether you play slow or fast, you will get a different amount. Slow's fine. If you perfect the slow course, you still get nearly 400, pretty much. So, I mean, you can grind this out for as long as you can tolerate it. I think even the slow course does start to get a bit tricky the more you play it, though. I do think it is designed to kind of increase the speed, even if it's the slow course, because it knows you'll grind money out of it. But it's up to you how many times you do this, and you will come across this mini game later on in the game anyway. Let's see what we get. Yeah, nearly 400. So just do that as many times as you can tolerate it. We're just going to do it one for the sake of this walkthrough. I've also changed. I've reconfigured the buttons now so they're not all out of whack. But you do. I mean, we're still here with 500 seconds on the clock. So again, if you just want to grind money here for a little longer, then go ahead and do it, because it gets trickier to grind out money just by killing enemies like this as you go through the game, because the enemies start to get a bit more annoying and they chuck projectiles and things. So if you've been hit and you need to get any more sandals, then do it now. But overall, we kind of want to save up the money, because we are going to also buy not only armor, but jiu-jitsu powers are going to become useful on some stages, and they can cost 500 or so yen. So try and just build up as much as you can here. Just take advantage of this area, honestly, because it's really going to help you in the long run. Because when you get to stage 4 and 5, things do start ramping up. And it's not even particularly the actual enemies themselves, it's the platforming that gets tricky. And this is one of those games where if you fall down an hole, you don't lose a little bit of health, you lose an entire life. So once you lose all of your life, you get a game over. And even if you've got checkpoints, you will lose all of your money and all of your supplies. And quite honestly, some sections in the game later are quite brutal. And as I say, you do need at least 2,000 yen to progress the game. And trying to grind out a bunch of money later can be frustrating. So yeah, it's really the best to try and set yourself up for success on this first area. It doesn't take too long. I mean, if you look at the length of the video so far, it's really not taken me too much time to get all the sandals, get nearly 3,000 yen. And we could keep going, honestly, but as I say, there's some other tricks to make some money I want to show you as well. I don't know what it is, but I'm really getting quite lucky with the ladies showing up today. They're all out today. Something going off. You can also go inside this fortune teller's house, and sometimes something good will happen, and that just basically means a bunch of women will spawn outside and you can collect them and get a lot of money. But yeah. Hello. Okay, let's go. So this is how you exit the first stage. So we're exiting the first stage with 3,000 yen. And these packages that you get offered, they just fill your if you choose the one that's pack C, it'll fill your health up completely. I'm just going to choose 50. Doesn't really matter to me. So we're just going to leave. And that's the end of the first stage. That's the end of the first stage. I could have stayed there and farmed more coins, but like I say, I don't really feel like I need to. But if you want to, go ahead, use all the time up almost. It'll be a good thing to do. So we're now on to Warlock Zone 2, Statue of the Cat, and this is actually a very short level, but we may extend our vacation here because we might do a little bit of money grinding. So you just want to go left. There's some stuff on the right, but it's not of any importance. Those men with the white cans, they're annoying. They'll throw the cans at you, so you kind of just want to get rid of them as soon as you can. These guys will throw vases at you, so again, you want to just get past them as soon as you can. There is a shop over here, I think. I don't really tend to go. Oh, so those women there, the ones with the green, you collect those. They give you money, like the women in red. Yeah, this is a shop where you can buy grass armor, straw, should I say, straw hat, straw coat. I mean, if you want to get them, you can get them. They just give you a bit of protection from enemy damage, but honestly, they're not really necessary. If you've got pizzas, then they're fine. Just keep the pizzas. Okay, so here, if you hit this tree, you'll see one of these little characters from Pop and Twinbee, and that'll give you 100 yen as well. We can just jump. The sauna will replenish your health for 100 yen. Secret door there, we can go in here. And coins. Another 100. Yeah, like I say, you can switch to your coins. And we also have bombs. There's nothing special about the bombs. They don't particularly do any great damage. That's a health extension for this level. But yeah, the bombs don't do a great deal. We got the bombs from the game earlier, the maze. So here we go, look, we can do the mole game again if we want to. I'm not gonna, but if you want to, because you get another 900 seconds here. So if you want to spend some time here grinding out more money, I think the time probably even freezes while you're doing the mini game. So you can make a bunch of money there. We have another store here. Again, we've got sandals. So if you need any sandals, if you've been here, you can replenish a couple of pairs there. But yeah, to be here with 3,000 is pretty good. So here, now if you're playing on an emulator with a speed up function, this is a great time to do it, okay? So this is the lottery, and you can choose between a tiger, a cow, a turtle, or a bird. I usually just click the tiger. And again, and then you can choose here, A, B, C, or D. And honestly, I just go for A. Because at the end of the day, it's all random. You got an equal chance with anything. So once you've chosen a animal and a letter, should I say, you just press a button to stop the roulette. And you either make money or you don't. And this is what I do. So on an emulator you can speed it up. On an emulator you can speed this up. And you can make a bunch of money like this. But if you're just playing without the speed up function, you really just look at it. See, I'm just spamming the button. I was just spamming the button, and I managed to get A with a tiger. So you know, if you're streaming and you're talking to people, or if you're just watching some other video on the side, you can just keep doing this. Because even if you don't get the jackpot, you might still get something through the second prize band. So it's up to you. If you want to do this to try and make some money, then go ahead. I mean, I'm making a little bit. If you get the jackpot, look, I've made it again a bit more. I've gone up to nearly 5,000 doing this. But this is a bit more risky. But you can totally do it, look. You can totally do it. 4,800. And I'm just spamming the button. And there's no point changing the tiger or the letter, because like I say, it's just random anyway. But I'll leave it at that. But that's another thing you can do if you're feeling a little risky. On certain emulators you can speed it up and just keep spamming it, and I've reached like nearly 10k doing that. So it will eventually come back around where you'll make a bunch of money, but it's up to you. It's not imperative. You might have better chance just playing the mole game over and over. So yeah, we're at the end of the level pretty much. We just go down here, kill these, and enter the building. The next level is actually also quite useful, but we'll talk about that when we get there. In fact, this might be a good idea to use the bombs here and get them out the way, get them out the inventory. So just spam them. Oh shit! Not a big deal if you get it anyway. There's a heart in here. So the third tier weapon is actually pretty useful for this bit. You can hit those fireballs; they're not an issue really. Have I got any more bombs? just get rid of. I guess they do kind of do multiple hits, but then there's nothing amazing about them. And then we just hit the face. I've actually gone through this whole game without dying. It is possible to do it. It's kind of tricky though. But yeah, that's the end of this level. So, we're now in stage 3, Warlock Zone 3. And we're at the amusement park. And we can just ignore those weirdos hanging off the edge of the bridge. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. If they're doing pull-ups or what the hell they're doing. But yeah, we need to just get past these annoying people here. They usually hit me once. I don't know. They're just annoying. But it's not a big deal. But anyway, if you come here and you hit this window, we'll get this. I don't know. Is that sushi? Is that candy? I'm not really sure what that is. But we also have a bunch of clowns here to deal with. And I guess you could grind money here even, really, if you wanted to. These clowns aren't too much issue. Look at them. They're not really that intimidating. So we can just walk around here. You could walk around just getting more. This is the actually. I would say this is the kind of like the final opportunity to do something like this, where you just farm a bunch of money like this. So take advantage of this. Like, you can actually get through this level within the space of a minute. All you have to do is walk up a few screens and this level is over. So this is kind of a fun area where you can just you can really stock up on money here and supplies, because if we go in here we'll reach this funky music place. It's a takeout with it's a takeout restaurant with funky music basically. And if you order the takeout, it will go into... Okay, I'll show you, look. Now, if we leave, we have a takeout. It's a hamburger, and we've got one of them. That acts like a pizza, and it fills your health back up if you get hit too much. It will fill your health up automatically. So if you wanted to, like... It's the equivalent of killing 10 enemies, isn't it, really? Like, you kill 10 enemies and you get 10 coins. You're going to have enough for another hamburger, so you could kind of just even grind a bunch of those. As I say, ultimately though, it's not. You're not gonna really. I don't think your deaths are really gonna come from health loss. Your deaths are gonna come from plummeting down bottomless pits. What I've noticed on this game is sometimes you can have all the sandals in the world and all the speed in the world, and then you'll jump over a pit, but the game will just like drop a frame and your character will do this really limp, pathetic jump and drop straight down a hole like a bag of bricks, even though you've got like the best freaking amount of sandals you can have. Like, you'll maybe have like 10 sandals and you'll still do this pathetic jump. I don't know what triggers it. It happens occasionally. But there's a way we can mitigate some of those bottomless pit areas later. And the way we're going to do that is with the Jiu-Jitsu powers. But as I say, the Jiu-Jitsu powers cost money. And it can cost, I think it's like 500 yen. So I think maybe, so let's see how many levels. There's going to be like maybe two levels at the most where you definitely want to use the Jiu-Jitsus. So add another 1,000 yen onto the have to spend onto that. So yeah, like, so 3,000. It's like we have to spend 3,000 in the game for sure. Really. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, is we're going to spend maybe nearly at least 3,000 to get through the game. And anything else is just extra for you to spend on what you like. Also, you can actually buy extra lives from some shops, and they're 500 a pop as well. So, I mean, the good thing about this here, farming the coins, is I can kind of explain the game a little bit. But yeah, this look, you can just see, you can look at it's just left, right, left, right. There's other little mini games here to make money, such as a quiz show. But the quiz show is kind of slow-paced and a bit long-winded for the sake of it, and you may as well just, honestly, you'd be better off just doing this back and forth. Plus you get those scrolls as well, and the scrolls are what are needed for the Jiu-Jitsu power. So when I will explain this now actually, when you use a Jiu-Jitsu power, you have a time limit. And then you have to use another scroll to activate the Jiu-Jitsu again. So it helps to get as many of those scrolls as you can as well. So it's kind of it's good to grind those out. But what I've got 6k. I think that's honestly probably enough. That's probably enough. I'm not planning on doing the mole game or the lottery though, so I'll probably get a bit more. I guess I could cut. No, I'm not going to cut this. I'm just going to go now actually. Yeah, so some of these are the little booths have games and stuff. You can mess around in them for fun, but if you're just trying to get through the game, they're not necessary. One of these might be a mole game or something, I don't know, but I'm not interested. Okay, if you go here and you hit there, it's actually, you didn't get a chance to see it, but it's a sushi. A piece of sushi comes out and gives you 100 there. We can just walk up here. Just walk straight up. And I mean, I guess you can kill these for a bit of money. You don't have to kill this octopus, you can walk straight past it if you want. It doesn't particularly give you, well, it doesn't give you anything good. I think it just drops like 1 yen or 10 yen, and that's about it. Well, yeah, we just walk, we're done. That's the level. Warlock Zone 4. Now, this is where it starts to get tricky, okay? And, yeah, this is where it starts to get tricky. So we just want to walk straight ahead. There's nothing of value here, honestly. And on this section here, there are these robots, and if they touch you, they'll steal your pizzas. They are pizza stealing robots, so you want to not let them steal. So here we encounter our first shop with a life in it. And again, if you need any sandals at this point, go ahead and get some. If you want a pizza, the price has increased for a slice though. Go ahead. Or if you want a one-up, it's 500. So that's like I was saying in the earlier chapters, it's definitely worth sticking around and grinding out money. You can buy this and you will get an additional life. It won't show at the top, I don't think, but you will have an additional life. So it's completely worth grinding out coins on the first few levels. And it won't take you long. You see how quickly I've done it if you look at the video length. I'll buy one. Why not? I'll buy one. Now, as I say, I am using save states to create this playthrough. But this playthrough is being made with the idea that you're playing the game without save states. But if you want to use save states to practice, go ahead and do it. But I'm trying to prepare you to play through the game without the save states. If you've got a lot of sandals, you can just run straight past these and they won't hit you. If we go over here and hit that, the wall will open and we'll find another secret here. And it's worth coming here just to get the 100 that's down there. Look, the 100. And we'll also have this here, the cat that extends our health. Those guys in the orange jackets are kind of annoying. Try and stay at the top of the screen because they will jump and throw coins at you. Actually, what's inside this building? Okay, so you can do the mole mini game here again if you want to. So if you want to grind more money, you can do the mole mini game a couple of times here as well. It's an option. Also, later in the game, you saw how I got the straw armor. You can actually get metal armor. On the last couple of chapters, you can get a gold armor, which is quite expensive. So you really do set yourself up for success by farming coins at the beginning. It's totally worth it. I'm gonna I mean, I'm kind of experienced at the game, so I'm just going to get on with it. But if you're not feeling that confident and you want as much, you know, you want as much money as possible to get all the armor and really stock up on stuff, just go ahead and do it. The game's really not that long neither. Some chapters are very short, to be fair, like the one before this was very short. We've got these naked people rolling around. I don't know what they're getting up to in here, but we don't want to know neither. If you go here in the background and smash this pot, you'll get another health extension there. So we've actually got a fairly lengthy health bar on this level. So actually, this level, we're going to come across a couple of jumps that even give me anxiety. But it's not too bad, honestly. It's not too bad. So you walk and jump over these spikes. Make sure you jump, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like I say, sometimes you'll just get these like dropped frames. It's very frustrating. Okay. We're just gonna progress. There's not a lot to say on this particular part. You just flip the rooms around and wait for the spike to rotate. Jump, quickly jump onto here. Wait for them, drop down, jump. Wait for that top spike to start going around, then jump. Wait for that to start going up, jump. Spam your attack, crawl. Yeah, some of those jumps that you saw me pass by then, I've totally fallen down them before, even with like top speed sandals, just because the game decided to drop a frame. But try not to let anxiety get too much to you and just try and jump. So that's the only advice I can give you there. Just try and time your jumps properly. So on this part here, just gotta make your way up. Yeah, so even though I am kind of bigging up the jumps to be quite... Okay, don't go in the door on the right on that port. Don't go right, you go left. If you go right, it'll take you back to the beginning of the level. Go left. Even though I'm kind of bigging up the jumping as being quite a scary thing, as I say, we will get a Jiu-Jitsu power on some of the really scary levels with lots of bottomless pits. So you don't need to worry about the bottomless pits on the really scary levels. So, screw it. Right, we're just gonna get on with it. It's not a big deal. It would have been nicer to have my extended weapon, but it's not really a big deal. Just smack these idiots in the face. I'm probably going to have to use some coins on this boss. I mean, I got plenty of money, it's not a big deal. 2, 3, 4. Each part of the fight just requires 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this last bit's bizarre. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this takes more than 4, this one. It's actually quite hard to hit him there if you don't have the extended weapon. But yeah, we'll get a cutscene here. I'll spare this dialogue and we'll jump to the next stage. Now, this is absolutely where the game starts to get a lot more taxing and scary. And it's because of those bottomless pits. And the people with prams with babies in shooting bullets don't help. Look at the background, looks nice. I'm not sure if there's anything great in one of these houses, like a mole place or anything. But I do know if you hit that there, you'll get that mailbox, you'll get the Pop and Twimby thing. Oh, actually, I think there is something here. 1 second. Okay, I am actually going to do this. She will fill your health up, and actually we do need to do this. We do need to do this because we want to learn Jiu-Jitsu. And the problem is, you need kind of full health. Because when you learn the Jiu-Jitsu, it takes some of your health off. So you want to get down here. And these caves actually have well, some of the caves have shops in them. Oh yeah, I wanted to buy a couple of those back. And one of these caves has got a Jiu-Jitsu. Here we go. It's not Jiu-Jitsu, sorry, it's Judo. Oh well, I guess it doesn't really matter what I call it because it's not as if it's legitimate. Anyway, we're going to be learning magic powers, so including flying. Yeah, and I believe it's number 3. Oh shoot, look at it. So for the magic power that allows, well, Judo power that allows us to fly, it's 800. So it's totally worth grinding those early stages. We're gonna learn it. And if you look at my health, it starts to go down. See my health? It's going. That's why you need full health. He refuses to teach you if you don't have full health. So we've learned it. We've learned how to fly. And the Jiu-Jitsu part... Oh, I keep calling it Jiu-Jitsu. It's meant to be Judo, but it's not, so let's not worry about it. But anyway, when you can only use the Judo power. Let's call it Judo power. You can only use it on this level, and you have to learn it again on another level. So... But I would say it's absolutely worth it for this bit, because this bit is horrible. There's no way to put it other than bloody horrible. When I'm playing this co-op with friends or my niece or anybody, this is where it starts to get tricky as heck. Because there's so much jumping. Now, there is actually a secret here. I'm going to point this out. So if you look underneath me here, right below me, here, hopefully here, there's a hole. And I never really used to pay much attention to that. But you can, if you walk all the way over here, oh shit. If you walk all the way over here, you stand there and you do like a jump and you land on there, you can crawl under there and drop down. And it takes you to a room I didn't know existed for nearly 30 years. And, yeah. I'm not going to bother with it. You do actually get a health, one of those golden cats that gives you a health extension for this stage, but I ain't gonna worry about it. So here, you can use your magic power if you wish. Now actually, 1 second, because like I say, I'm using the emulator here to record this with save states. Save the game position. I'm going to save the game position here because I want to try and show you something that'll help you if you've got the magic. So you have to pause the game, press right on the D-pad and get the wing icon. Then unpause the game. Then you press the top button on the controller. On the Xbox controller it's the Y button. And that will then allow us to start using the Judo power. As you can see at the bottom left, it runs out very quickly. Very quickly. But it does make that bit quite a bit easier. And then you want to jump onto here. Be very careful for this bit. Jump onto there. You have to wait for it to kind of come down. So here, you can just jump across the spikes. Jump, jump. So here as well, we can make this easier for ourselves by using the flying again. And just kind of skip a lot of this platforming. That's the checkpoint for the level. And that's why getting these scrolls is useful. But we're not going to be using the judo power too many times overall. We could also use the judo power again here, actually. As I say, it does run out very quickly. And drop down here and get yourself a cat. So I've got, if you look next to the lives here, power 7. I think that means I can use it 7 times in total. So I'm gonna crawl out of this gap and use it again and just fly up. By the way, if you get hit by an enemy, it will take you out of your judo power and you'll just drop. So try not to get hit while you're using your judo power. But yeah, we just got to jump over these holes. I mean, you can use your coins if you feel like you've got some coins to spare. You can chuck your coins at the enemies here if you just want to make sure the path is clear, so you don't get knocked off the edge. You can also use the judo power to fly up there and get that. I think you exit through this side, and you'll get another one of the orange cats that'll extend your health further. Not gonna bother with it. Oh my god, you bitch. But yeah, we're on the boss. We're on the boss. It's really not too tough. And I'm not even scared if I get hit, because I've got the pizza. I've got the pizza and the armor, so it's nothing to worry about. You can hit those little shuriken things, and I think it will get rid of them. See, I've just used my pizza, so who cares? Who cares? And there we go. That's the boss done. And we're gonna get accidentally shot to the wrong location by the wise man's cannon. So that's where we'll pick up the next part. So we're on the next warlock, Tengu Mountain, and honestly the previous stage was one of the worst to get through, but that judo power does help a lot. So now we're here in this town with this really jolly music, and yeah, we've just used the pizza, and we've got a bunch of shoes still. Okay, so this here is the pass that costs 980. You do need this to progress. I think there is a glitch you can do where you don't need it. You do some kind of manipulation with the screen and it glitches the game and it lets you bypass buying one, but I'm doing this kind of like walkthrough with the premise that you're just kind of playing it properly. So you will need to spend the 980. So there we go. That was one of the mandatory purchases. And if we go here, we go to another shop. And here we can buy sandals. So I'm going to buy... see, the sandals will go up in price the more you buy. Oh, he won't let me buy anymore anyway. I must have 10. And we can also buy some chain armor for 200. I'll buy it, why not? And I still got a burger left. But yeah. Honestly, once you've got the pass, and I mean there's some little shops here. That's where you can fill your health up. I think there's a mole game as well, or the lotteries around here as well. Here we go, we could do the mole game again if we wanted to. Get some more money from the mole game. I do recommend, if you're new to this game and learning, you may as well do it. And around here is actually where is it? There is another secret around here somewhere. Look, these are the guys that chuck things. They're very bloody annoying. Where is that secret? There is another secret somewhere. But I'm doing a shit job of finding it. I'm sure it's here. It's there. Yeah, so yep. How many sandals have I got? I'm back down to 7. Oh well. I guess 7's a good enough amount. Anything more, that's kind of excessive. 7's fine. It's doing well with 7. But yeah, we've got a little health extension for the level there. You see what I mean though about the enemies? They become a bit more annoying now. They start throwing projectiles and... yeah, they're just a bit more annoying. I think I'll buy one pair of... oh wow, my armor's gone already. See how you... I mean, actually, it makes you wonder if the armor's really worth it sometimes. That silver armor that cost me 200 is gone already. I don't know if it's really worth it. And what's in this shop here? Nothing of value for me. Okay, so now we just keep going left, and then we go up here, and this is where you need the pass. You can't progress past this part unless you have the pass. He will not let you pass unless you have the pass. Now this is not too bad really. This area is not too bad. For some reason we have these aggressive monkeys in like blue blazer thing. Got like blue blazers on, I don't know why. We just make our way over here. Watch out for these birds with swords, which we won't question. Oh yeah, this is why sandals are pretty useful for this bit as well. Get another health extension here, and then we get a mini box. And this is not tough. Not really tough. I mean, you can always use the coins if you got plenty of coins. Another cat. So be careful here. These birds can be quite annoying on this portion, and they can knock you down the hole. Like this. Like you can see they're trying to do it. So if you stand on here, providing you've got plenty of sandals, stand on here, do a nice big jump like that, and you'll land here, and you'll be safe. So actually we need to be on here. Jump on there, jump across, hit that, get the checkpoint. So the waterfall, as you can see, those bricks, they keep coming in and out like that. We've got to stand on the brick when it sticks out, and then stay on it, and then when it goes back into the waterfall, we will be in the background, and then we can land on there. And we just gotta make our way. Watch out for the fish. It's worth coming out here and getting this. So we get yet another health extension. Carefully jump onto there, go back behind it. Get rid of that fish. That fish comes down quite often, it's very annoying. Change to your coins if you need to. Use a coin, knock that crab off, jump. We're on the boss now. So this boss is actually quite tricky, quite scary actually. But we can actually hit these petals. And we can hide in the corner. We can throw coins at him too, if you want. But yeah, we can hide in the corner to begin with. That only works for this beginning part. There's 2 phases to this fight. And now he'll start hopping around. You want to try and quickly go underneath him. He'll throw his hair off like so, or he'll shoot this like gust out, and you just have to try and jump over it. If you're too scared to get close, just get as far away as possible and throw coins. If you don't want to get close, just throw coins. If you've got 4,000 coins at this point, don't be too afraid to use some. But yeah, that's the level done. And he's honestly one of the hardest bosses. And with him done, that's quite a bit of... in fact, with that whole level done, that's quite a bit of stress off your shoulders now. So we're on the next Warlock Zone, White Mirror. And this level is actually very short, depending how you want to play it. So watch out for the birds, because naturally they're holding bombs. Watch out for the muggers, and watch out for the men with fish. And we can actually just walk straight up here and make progress with the level. I think there is some shops where you can buy more sandals. There's even a judo place. There's a mini game. There's some mini games, but we don't need all that, honestly. If you're here and you've got like a bunch of money and you've got sandals, I mean, I've still got that burger, then you're kind of good to go. Now, do watch out for these shits. The water will hurt you. The water will hurt you, as you can see. I mean, again, if you've got plenty of money, just jump and throw the coins on that bit. You can actually hit the bombs as they drop, and it will prevent them from landing on you. It's really not too tough, honestly, just... Oh yeah, this water, if you stand in this water without jumping, you will sink and die. And if you even touch the water for too long, you'll take damage, so keep jumping. But yeah, look, we'll find a golden cat here. We find a golden cat here, so it's not really not too bad, this level. You just jump on these, jump up and down on these, they'll spring up, and yeah, the only real fear of death here, I would say, is if you just allow yourself to sink into the water and die off. Those birds really mess you up, but they can be prevented. You just have to stand on the edge of here and it will roll. You can actually get a judo power that allows flight on this level too, but it's not really worth it. These birds can be a little bit annoying here, as you can see, because you try to jump to avoid the water and you might bang your head on them. And I think here actually oh shit. Oh my god. You see how annoying that can be, that water? Yeah, there's another golden cat there, you see. And then we can jump over here. Jump, jump. And this bit here, you have to touch the water. You have to jump and spring up. And then here, if you want, you can like grind out a weapon. You know, if you don't have the 3rd tier weapon or the 2nd one, just grind out some of those enemies. They'll keep respawning until you get the cat to upgrade the weapon. And here we're on the boss already. And it's up to you how you play it. It's really not too tough, this boss. You can kind of just hide you can't completely hide in the corner, but you can kind of hide in the corner. You can actually stand here like, and just keep smacking it. You just have to watch when he pulls his head down. But yeah, as you can see, it's really not too tough. I probably could have demoed that boss a bit better, but it's not really tough at all. And then we talk to the mirror, the magic mirror. And it knows all, and it knows why you've come. And it knows that we're searching for Princess Yuki, and she's in a land far from here. So yeah, that's the end of that level. Again, a very short level. And if you've got plenty of health, if you got those health up extensions from the level, you got the sandals, the money, and maybe a pizza or a burger, you're good to go. There's not a lot to worry about. So this Warlock Zone, Save the Princess, is probably the most lengthy and anxiety-inducing stage. And this is also the final stage where we kind of have to spend money. Yes, so this is the last stage where we really have to spend money, and there is a judo place where we can learn the flying ability, and if you've got plenty of money at this point, I recommend doing it. It's best to try and do it as soon as possible. That's not him, that's not the judo man. I'm just trying to remember where he lives. Where is he? Where are you? Are you in here? Yes, this is a judo man. So I think it's completely worth getting this. If you've got like this much money, totally do it. And we're going for number... It was number 3, right? It was the 3rd judo power. And look how much it costs in this world. It costs 1,600. Totally gonna do it though. Speed this up. So we should have the flying power now. I better have the flying power. Yeah, it's the flying. So you want to go for the 3rd one and get that flying power. So be careful because we will be low on health now because we've just done the judo thing, and we want to. Like I said, we can be a little bit more frivolous with the money as a projectile now. If we've got this much money at this stage, it's fine. So if we walk over to the very end of here, we'll find a secret. Hopefully you've got plenty of sandals still. We'll get 100 yen, and we'll get some more stuff here. We've still got power 8, so we can use our judo power 8 times, which is great for this level, because there's a lot of bottomless pits on this level. And if anything's going to get rid of all of your lives and cause a game over, it will be those pits. So as you can see, we've just got a cat there to give us an extended health meter. We can also break this one on this side in the middle, and it takes us to another bonus. I will say, if you do get a game over on this world, it's very frustrating and disheartening, and it's very tricky to grind out enough money to get back into a good position, because we still do have to spend 900 on a book to progress. And then if you want to get your sandals, your judo powers to help you through the level, it's a lot of grinding, and the enemies on this level are very annoying because they throw hammers and things like that. So as you can see there, so it's really not ideal to get a game over on this level. Now if you get a game over on the next level, which is the final level, it's not a big deal, but on this level you really don't want to. There's also a bonus room on this very end statue, so go in here and we'll get some more money and supplies. I think there might even be another health extension in here, but yeah, it's definitely worth getting all these bonus rooms. But you're kind of laughing if you're at this point and you've got 4 or 5 lives and you've got nearly 4,000 yen. I mean, look at that, another health extension, 3 health extensions. You're gonna need it. But now we've done what we need to here. We go forward, and there are some shops here. There are some shops here. So we can get some sandals. You can get a pizza for 240. I'm gonna do it. So I've got a burger and a pizza. As I say though, it's not really... Your chances of death through your health loss is not the thing. It's more likely going to be the bottomless pits. And here we get armor. You see, you get the golden armor as well. But you want to get the textbook, okay? You want to get the textbook for 980. And at this point, it's up to you. You can spend some of this money on armor, or you can save the money and buy more pizzas, or you can save the money and just spam projectiles. I'm going to buy one of the golden armors. But we're kind of done at this stage with money. I got interrupted, so I forgot where I got to. But basically, yes. I mean, I've done everything I need to in regards to the money. So, once you've got the book, we have to go back this way. All this money we've got. Now, there is a shop, by the way. There is a shop on the next level. And if you want to get some sandals or some elf replenishment, fine, but we've done the important stuff in regards to the money. So once you've got the textbook, you have to go in this palace and you have to talk to this king. You needed this book to translate what he was going to tell you. So he tells you that the place has been overrun by thieves. They got a wicked scheme. And he tells you that there's a statue that you can get through. There's a secret tunnel in one of the statues. So we've already been in some secret areas with the statues. But there's a new one now. There's a new one that will open up for us. We couldn't open it. Wouldn't let you open this one up beforehand. But now we can. And it's this middle one. Take 3 hits. So this will you can only gain access to this once you've talked to the king with the book. And this is where the game, honestly, starts getting pretty tricky here. So this first section, we just got to avoid these. And we just jump over. That one's usually a bit tight to get past. Get past these fiery heads. And here we have these rope bridges to climb up. You can smash these heads when they're flashing and get rid of them. Oh shit. And we stand on these and they'll swing down like so. This music's cool. But yeah, you gotta be careful here. I mean, you can use your judo and fly on this if you really want to, but I don't think it's really worth it. Now, here we can jump across and get ourselves another golden statue. So here, we've got to jump back across now. Can you use a coin to destroy that thing's head, actually? Oh, you can. You know, I've never actually tried to kill them with the coin before. That worked. So, now we're on an elevator. We're on an elevator. Really not too much to say here. But we're getting close to the end, and as many of those scrolls as you can get, that's always a good thing. I mean, we've got that means I can use like judo power 9 times, which is going to be really freaking useful, honestly. I'll get that. In fact, I mean, we're in quite a good position here, health-wise. I highly suggest though. Okay, this bit can be tricky. I'm gonna do it without the judo power, but if you're scared, activate your judo and just fly over there. I don't know if you'll have time before it runs out, honestly. Oh my god, these hammers. Oh, that's usually a bit tricky. It seems like the best strategy is to just try and jump over him Hopefully you've got plenty. This is why you need plenty of sandals. Hopefully you've got plenty and you can just jump over. What was the way to get out past him? I forget what the best way to get past him is. Okay, it looks like he moves away, so just wait for him to move. And this guy here, I think it's oh shit. I think it's best to just try and, unless he moves as well. Is he gonna move? Okay, it looks like they do retreat after they've thrown so many hammers. In fact, you know, if you had some bombs, this is where it'd probably be good to try and throw a bomb down there. Can I chuck that? Okay, there we go. And this one here, you can jump over him sometimes. Again, it might just be best to wait for him to move. They're a bit awkward, them enemies. But I think if you're just patient and wait for them to move, then you can just jump down. This enemy makes me kind of want a fruit-flavoured ice lolly. It looks juicy and tasty and colourful. Ouch. Yeah, the boss of this stage, this isn't the boss. It's kind of an... Okay, this bit here, this bit is kind of scary, I'm not going to lie. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the wing ready. Have the wings ready for this bit. So we're on this roller coaster and the jumping is quite precarious. We're going to have to jump in a minute to jump to another one. And then you have to bend down here. And we have to do these like awkward kind of jumps. It's like you continue moving forward when you jump. And here, you can activate the flying ability whilst you're in mid-air. So I recommend doing it. And we can activate it again. And we've done it. That's annoying, that's tricky, that's hard, it's scary, but if you've got the judo ability to fly, it's way easier. This bit is also kind of weird. So I don't know what it is about this room and these jumps. But even with the sandals, I'll jump over these holes and drop down. Like I mentioned earlier, there's some kind of weird weird input lag or something that makes my jumps screw up here quite often. So if you've got this, just fly. Honestly, just fly over it. And again, I'm just gonna fly over again. We don't really need to use this judo ever again after this level, so. Now this boss is weird. It's really easy, yet it can be really awkward. So you have to stand on this platform and hit this enemy's head. And it'll sway back and forth and it can knock you off and it's very annoying. And if you just hit it like did you see that? Like I'm gonna keep that as an example for you to see. I'm absolutely keeping that as an example for you to see how fucked up it is. Did you see how I just went straight through? Like, did you see how I just went clean through? That was so fucked up. Now, I've had some bizarre deaths on that before, but never quite that bizarre. That was very freaking weird. I'm definitely keeping that in, because that's the prime example. That's like the pure example of how messed up that boss is. I literally went through the freaking platform. In fact, I'm gonna, for the sake of this, showing you this, I'm gonna have to save stay this, because I don't want to have to go through the whole level again just to finish this guide off. It's probably best to try and do this boss with the with the extended weapon. But that's so weird, the fact that I literally went through the goddamn platform. Might be better to use the coins, I don't know. Like, it's just so awkward, you just have to kind of throw it off balance and it'll die. So, we're now on the final level, we're in jail. And by the way, I just want to remind you, I've gone through the whole game without dying, without save states or anything. And that boss that I just fought, the one where I just completely glitched through the ground, that was the one I was dreading the most. And I think I had the best success fighting that boss with the most extended weapon. You know, the 3rd tier weapon that stretches. Anyway, this final level is really not that bad. So if you game over on this, there are shops in the jail, believe it or not. But all you've got to do is you've got to go down and you go up here. And then we go right to this cell here. We go in here. And we talk to the king, he's been locked up. And he'll basically tell you that if you go back to the cell that you were in, there's a secret exit there. So we just gotta go back. So we just go back here. Like I say, there's some secret rooms in here and there's some shops and stuff, but you really don't need them. If you've reached this point, you don't need to worry about them. And if you do get a game over on this level, it's really not too tricky to do this level without like an abundance of supplies. This level is not really hard. You just talk to the king, you just come here. It's good if you can try and get some sandals or something, but if you can just try and accumulate some money to use with projectiles like this, you're kind of good. You also find a golden cat in a minute, which will give us more health. I also had the pizza, so that's why the pizzas and stuff are useful. I definitely recommend maybe buying more pizzas than I did. Because look, I've still got plenty of money left over. I could totally have afforded to buy some more pizzas. Yeah, that was another golden cat there. So it's kind of the game's friendly. It's being friendly towards you. It's giving you goodies. The game is giving you goodies here. But we're practically at the end of the game now. Oh, I hate these guys with the cans. So, what there? Look at the text box. The text box is glitched. I went too far. Anyway, we get the checkpoint. It's definitely worth getting a few coins here if possible for the boss coming up. We actually have a boss gauntlet that we have to go through. And so yeah, it's good to have some. It's good to have some yen to use as projectiles. Jump on these clouds again. Sandals make this so much more easier. Bye bye. Then we can enter. And now we have a little boss gauntlet because every game in the 90s liked to make you fight bosses over again and change the colour of them. So we just have to beat this. I don't know why they felt... Why did they feel that they needed to make us fight these all again? I don't really know why. Why did we need to fight you again? I'd like to point out, by the way, that I've not... Even though I have used like a couple of save states, as you saw, I've not I've died. I died that one time where I fell through the level. That's the only actual time I really died. When I fell through the level. When I fell through that boss level. So the save states have been just for the sake of making the guide. But yeah, you just have to farm money, farm some money, get supplies, get the lives. I mean, look at the lives at the top of the screen. I've only lost one life. And after this boss here, we get the real final boss. I had to fight all 3 of these bosses in a row without taking damage for a retro achievement. It was kind of annoying. Without taking damage. You kind of needed to get here with money, honestly. Money makes these fights at the end a lot more doable. I've still got that pizza. So on this bit, you've got to try and knock the arrows back at the fox. You want to try and aim them at its face. It will kind of get closer. If you miss, it will start approaching you and getting closer. And if that's the case, you want to walk closer towards him so the arrows go over you. And see how it knocked the... Oh yeah, he will knock the arrows away if you don't line them up with his face. So he's getting closer here. Oh yeah, and after he's done so many shots, he will fatigue like that. So yeah, if he gets too close, do this. Get close to him, and then he will slowly back away. And then it'll give you more space again. Let's show you. Let's do it. That was my bad. But yeah, this is what you do. Look, you just get close to him, and he'll start firing over you, and then you can come back and you can use your stick, of course. You don't have to use the money, but it's generally easier with the money. And now we have to fight him without his fox, and this boss can do nothing to you if you stand in a corner. So yeah, he'll just keep rolling around and you can throw money at him. And then when he goes to the roof like this, he'll just keep going along the roof until you walk underneath him. So just go underneath. And even when he starts bouncing like this, he can't even hit you in the corner. Look how useless that is. And if you've got the money, like I have, then it's done. We're done. We've finished the game with 1 death, and that death wasn't even warranted. But yeah, we've saved the princess, and the fox is here to help us. Is it here to help us? It's watching. Yeah, the fox is talking. It's doing something. But yeah, that's the end. That's the end. Oh yeah, it's gone. But that's the end of the game. We finished it. There are some tricky sections, but if you follow my advice and with a little bit of practice, the game's completely doable. It is tricky. Like I say, don't get me wrong, there's some tricky parts with the platforming, but they can be mitigated with the judo powers. You can also try and do it without the judo powers, but if you can afford that judo, just use it and fly over the death pits. And now you get the special. Well, it's not a special ending, but you get the ending credits with this music. And I'll let you enjoy it. Enjoy the music. I do need to play the second one on the SNES. I also like the second one on the SNES. I'm not as familiar with that one, but hopefully I'll get around to playing that sometime soon.